Welcome. Come on. Get it, fellas. Welcome. Come on. Get it, fellas.
Hello, hello, and welcome to Portimão, Season 6, Race 3. It's our first sprint race weekend today here at Portimão. And today I'm joined by a very, very special guest.
Uh, hello, and from me, Joseph of Racing for Alfa Romeo in Tier 3. Today we're joined in a sunny Portimao, and we hope for some good and clear racing.
It's going to be a long session today, a full qualifying, a sprint race, 11 laps, and then 33 laps on top.
15 corners around this MotoGP track.
Expect a lot of spins. As we're getting ready for the first qualifying. Who is that? Kosev, would you be able to find out who that was who just joined the lobby for me?
Uh, I think suspect.
If you press Shift Tab and see view all players, you can. He's left. Thank God, he's left. He's left.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get ready to begin this. It's the Aston Martins out first, and that would be of, I believe that was Peel was the first. Is the first one? It's either Elsam, which not Elsam, so it's Peel who will be leading us out.
After that is Elsam, I think.
And then it's an Alfa Romeo, not of Skowski. It's weird to see a Skowski not in an Alfa Romeo. Reserving for Mercedes today. Sporting some new colours. Maybe his full-time colours next season.
As we see, also Elsam with the softs, not with the inters.
It's a very interesting strategy from Elsam. Maybe looking to set a big lap on his first one in case errors happen elsewhere.
Maybe his target is to go through Q1. And he'll be putting everything.
We do have a few new drivers today as well. So Anthony has changed from AlphaTauri to Team Williams, which was a big change for seeing as Anthony on 18 points doing very well in the drivers. Currently, as Peel invalidates on the first corner. So Peel doing one straight on them intermediates before Oh, and there's a big block by Red Bull. Who was that? Who was that naughty Red Bull? That was Luhoff blocking Peel on his lap. That's not going to go down too well between the pairing of them. But we're going to switch now to Elsam, who is on lap on them softs. And he's set a purple sector 1.
It's understandable when he's the only one with the slicks.
Looking maybe to set a big banker lap while the others are on intermediates. Because all it takes is one error. They got 18 minutes, but they're going to want to look to make the most of their tyres, I would assume.
Purple sector 2. Keeping it clean.
And now, final few corners. The long winding right-hander into another long winding right-hander. The track is very busy right now. Very, very busy.
It is.
But Peel is going to set a 1:19.1. That is your benchmark.
Surely he can do better.
He didn't even set a purple sector 3 or sector 2.
Yeah. He gone wide, I think, into turn 13.
as Anthony now in his new colours of Williams Racing. Only setting green sectors, which isn't hard on your first lap. And Anthony goes P2 there on them intermediates. It's going to be a quiet start as Joe Bing makes his return. Now going P2. But Cos Silvi lights up on the soft tyres. Beats Elton and
Britain P2.
Britain going the new fastest sector 3 there. But Silvi with a stunning first lap there. Elson on them.
McKeever with a big snap.
And then it's Joe Bean up into P3 as well. Let's have a look at our two new drivers. So here we have Van Ende.
McKeever bins it.
McKeever's binned it.
Yeah. His bum.
McKeever not enjoying that. It's not even the penultimate corner. The penultimate corner has a big spin.
On the exit of turn 13.
But we're going to go back to one of the new drivers racing today on his debut in Amethyst in Van Ende.
Nidam with purple sector 1. The new McLaren driver.
Oh, P2 for Van Ende there. With a just 3/10 off the pace of Cos Silvi there. Nidam, though, as you say, is on lap and he's on softs.
The debutant.
He debuted in Imola. It's his second race.
Oh.
He was very unlucky. He had a bit of a crash.
My mistake then.
As Peel improves to P12, 3 drivers will get eliminated in this first qualifying.
Yes, Nidam is keeping it clean through sector 2 and 3. And goes P1. With almost 1/10 difference between him and Cos Silvi.
Lighting up that final sector. Meanwhile, his teammate in Kennedy. Sorry.
Yeah.
His teammate Kennedy puts it P5. Provisional P5 for Kennedy. As McKeever now goes P6 there. Had a purple sector 1 and 2. Lost a bit of time though in sector 3. So definitely has room to work.
But he's with 2 laps out off. Which is interesting.
Very interesting.
Yeah, 1 lap also.
So let's see who is possibly on a lap to watch now. Fox Johnson, who set his lap on intermediates, is on his in lap. Skowski currently did his lap on softs, by the looks of it.
No,
he's put on the softs. Skowski running in silver. And then currently his debut for this season. Oh, this is going to be... His name doesn't even fit the fit on the overlay here, but it's Schoenmakers driving for Ferrari. Last seen in Zandvoort in the Haas, is now sporting the red of the prancing horse.
I think Peter is gonna set the lap. No, he's gonna start a lap actually.
Peter is indeed. He's going to be the first car to do the second stint of laps. Peter, who had a lot of pace out in Imola. So let's see what can happen.
With the podium.
But here we go. Peter's now coming across the start-finish line to start his lap. Let's see how he will compare to Cos Silvi's first sector, because Cos lit up that first sector. This is for current people. Actually, Nidam is P1 now. So, but Cos has the fastest first sector. And Peter...
Right on the limit.
is purple sector 1 by 200ths. Or 22 thousandths currently. And it cost Sylvie, held it, his fastest sector 2 as well. Will Peter be able to beat that sector 2 time? But sector 3 is where it's all going to matter clearly. There's a lot of time being gained and lost there. Coming through to turns 10 and 11 now. A tricky uphill braking into downhill, and he's stuck.
Sectors too.
It is. He's up still, but will he be able to catch Nidam here? He's got to set up a blinding final sector. As someone else is just beating his second sector. Ferrari has gone faster in sector 2, but Peter will be your new fastest lap, beating Nidam by a couple of tenths.
Next is Anthony to finish a lap.
But it's Schoenmaker's
P3.
Anthony P3, but Schoenmaker's is someone to watch here because he's set a purple sector 2 and he's now the fastest car on the track. And next is going to be a Haas of... Is it Kos?
Sylvie. Yeah. Kos Sylvie.
Hasn't improved on Sector 1 or Sector 2. Kos currently running in P5, so might consider himself safe. As we see a Mercedes run very wide on that final corner. Or Kos possibly starting his lap now. Doesn't look like it though.
Oh, his teammate got purple sector too, but got a big snap out of that turn 10.
That's Gotting there. This is dangerous territory for Gotting. He might have to abort this lap. He did have purple sector 2 and he was looking very fast. Will he abort or will he finish the lap? He is going to finish the lap. Gotting is going to look to improve. Gotting goes P7 now. As meanwhile, it's a Ferrari 1-2. Kaspers puts it 1,000th behind his teammate.
Amazing from the both of the Ferraris.
Very, very tight between the two of them. Fox Johnson's out on intermediates again. Peter's retired.
Yeah, into the pits.
Clearly thinking that time is good enough. I thought he might have had a crash then. I was a bit worried. Thank you very much there for the follow. As Fox Johnson has a Haas behind him of, I think that could be Gotting.
Skowski, I think, to finish a lap.
Skowski to finish a lap. Currently P18.
No, he's starting a lap.
Skowski starting his lap. But there is a Williams. It looks like it's possibly Bento coming to finish his lap. And Bento goes P4. So Bento puts it himself relatively safe as things stand. 5 minutes left in the session. The current drivers being eliminated is Skowski, Peel and Luhoff. But let's see, is Luhoff on a lap? Luhoff is Peel on a lap? He is as well.
Oh, purple sector 2 for Luhoff.
This track really starting to come to life now.
Oh, the rear is getting out of hand for Mika.
And Luhoff now coming around the final corner will drive towards the line. Luhoff only quit fast enough for P5 14. So Luhoff still in danger. And next one to watch would be Skowski goes up into P12 with that time. So Skowski going ahead. Peel.
Starting a lap.
No, Peel was on a lap. He improved, but not by much. I believe. Unless he is starting his lap now.
Yes, he's starting his lap now.
So will Myron Peel be able to get out of the drop zone? Currently the people who are in a contention of elimination is Peel, Fox Johnson and Elsom. We're going to ride on board with Peel here.
Let's
him.
see. These corners, the other drivers struggle.
Hangs it out wide. Takes a nice line. Gets a little bit of a snap on the exit though. The curb almost kicking him off. Really maximising how much corner that he can take here though. Final few corners. Really abusing that battery.
Trying to keep it as much clean as possible. Because most of the drivers... And look, P4.
P4 for Myron Pill. He'll be very happy with that time. As now that puts Elsom in grave danger along with Fox Johnson. Elsom though I believe is currently either on a lap or on an out lap though.
And we're retiring into the pits.
A couple of drivers feeling that they're quite safe with their times. Schreinemakers in P1. Caspers hasn't retired. Peter has retired in P3 and Bento in P5. So 3 drivers feeling that they don't need to go out for another lap. As Anthony down in P7 also retires.
Jason Martin of Elsom soon is gonna start the lap.
This is very important for Elsom. Currently last place out of the drivers. Luhoff and Fox Johnson, actually. Fox Johnson is last place of the drivers. But Elsom and Luhoff also in that drop zone. Bean right on the bubble. And Skowski, expect to see Skowski come out again possibly.
Oh, Elsom invalidated.
So Elsom has now got to save battery and fuel and go try and save them tyres for another lap. As we're now going to switch to Mika Luhoff. You're just coming out of the pits now. So who is one to watch? Let's see. Is Britain. Let's ride on board with Britain.
No, the car's driver.
Britain has not got his telemetry on. As he is currently displaying no ERS, so Britain no telemetry. We'll be having to raise that. So
Gorting is starting his lap now.
Gotting currently in P9 is going for another lap. His tyres warm quite well. Ryan Kennedy currently P13. Currently only 3 drivers do get eliminated in this session as AlphaTauri have still yet to field drivers.
And Gotting not improving in the first sector.
But remember, he got a big snap in Sector 3. Sector 3 is where he'll be looking to definitely find some time.
Oh,
He's 2 tenths down on
but he's probably now 3 tenths up.
Possibly. Gotting will be looking to light up this board here. The German driver driving in the Haas like a Mick Schumacher once did. Where will Gotting put it? And Gotting goes P6. Found some time in that final sector. Even though it was a yellow final sector, found some time. And now we really want to be paying attention to the bubble. So we're going to switch to Mika Luhoff here. Rounding it into Sector 2 now. Luhoff currently in P16. Kennedy
finishing his lap. And
Kennedy only
not improving.
Oh, Kennedy could be in danger here.
Luhoff is improving with 5 tenths.
He's 5 tenths down though, or 4.5 tenths down on P1. Currently putting him around P10. But he needs to find a bit more pace here. He's got 1 sector to go. Britain improves and goes P11. Elsom improves and goes P15. So now Skowski's in the elimination zone.
Luhoff is going P10.
P10. Luhoff P10. And now the next car to watch would be Skowski actually. Currently P17. If you'd like me to switch to him.
Purple sector 2.
Skowski improves to P14. So Ryan Kennedy has been eliminated.
And Elsom.
And McKeever goes up into a
P9.
P9, but it's going to be Fox
Yes.
Johnson now, coming around the final corner.
P9.
P9 for Fox Johnson. That eliminates Skowski again. So Skowski not able to escape Q1. 22 thousandths off of Archie Britton in P15. Very, very close there for
Britain.
Britain, making it through by the skin of his teeth.
But we're only in Q1, and the difference between the elimination zone and the safe zone is pretty small.
It's a very, very small gap. 5/10 separates first to 15th. And then only another 2.5 separates first to 18th. All the drivers right on the limit there. What? That is horrifying. That is actually horrifying. So Schumacher's goes the fastest of Q1.
Alongside his teammate Kaspers.
They're all Dutch lineup for Ferrari. As we get ready for Q2. Here in Portimão.
This will be also a lot interesting. Q2.
Q2 is going to be definitely a lot tighter now, as I have to do this again. No, wrong one. I disabled the wrong thing. There we go, there we go. Ooh. So some of the drivers looking to get out very quickly.
The first one to come out is Peter.
So Peter will be your first car coming around this track today. P11 is 11? Is he 11? No, he is 12. Let's have a look at what his tyres are saying. Oh, Peter. Oh, Peter. Peter does not have telemetry on either. Naughty, naughty. Let's see what the weather's saying for this qualifying though. So it's currently looking like we're going to have a nice sunny Portugal for this qualifying at least. Track temperature 30 degrees, air temperature 27. Quite a hot day today. If you don't enjoy the sun, definitely not somewhere you want to be vibing at. But Peters will be the first car to set a lap here. Is he on new softs? Is he on used softs? Who knows?
He's on new sauce.
He's on
Everyone.
No, you'll be surprised, Kosev. Some people will do the first lap on used softs. But Peter is going to be the first car setting a lap. I wouldn't be able to tell you if he was on used or used because he hasn't got his telemetry on.
Behind is faster than Peter in Sector 1.
Peter's actually got a purple Sector 1 for now, but someone did just beat it. It was one of the Williams there.
Yeah.
So Peter now coming through towards the end of Sector 2, the winding part of turns 10, 9, 10 and 11. He's currently going to be purple because he is the first car coming around. And he is beating the Alpine behind him. As we now rounding the final few corners for Peter. And we'll be setting the benchmark laps for everyone else to beat. Peter, a 1:18.0. It's very, very... That's actually quite rapid. Meanwhile...
For first lap here.
Fan,
one turns down.
Fanta Ender goes P2, but Bento, the Brazilian-born Bento, goes P1, and it's a 1-2 for the Williams at the moment. Williams will be happy with that.
The Ferrari is going P1.
Schumacher's goes P1, and Casper's currently on an outlap by the looks of it. Yeah, Casper's is on his outlap, but it will be Nidam next by the looks of things. Currently a couple of temps down on the fastest lap. Schumacher's definitely showing he's got some absolute stonking pace. Nidam P4 as things stand.
Good lap for Bertrand. As Britain is now on a lap, and he's gonna come and finish his sector 2.
Britain on currently. Is it Britain or is it Luhoff?
Britain.
Britain has an Alfa Romeo right in front of him.
Yeah, I think that's Peter. No, that's actually engine.
That would be Makiva.
Makiva. And
Britain goes P8 with that time. Getting a little bit of a toe there from the Alpha. And next,
the Alpha is starting a lap.
I believe the next car on a lap is the Haas of Gotting. And it's Gotting.
Caspers with purple sector 1.
And Peter has fixed his telemetry, we're hearing. Gotting rounding the final corner now, as there's a yellow flag for someone. Has someone had an incident there, Kosev?
Britain has one.
So Britain's had a moment. Gotting, P6 for Gotting at the moment. Skowski in chat being very sad about missing out by 22,000.
Purple sector 2.
Casper's purple sector 2. We're going to switch now to the flying Ferrari.
With purple sector 1 and 2. He's looking rapid on this lap.
Casper doesn't beat his teammate though. It's very close once again. 10 thousandths this time. Last time it was 1 thousandth. This time 10 thousandths. As a is that so? Luhoff has set a time. It looks like it would be
Makiva.
Makiva has also set a time, so he's on his in lap here. So the people currently being eliminated is Joe Bean, Kos Sylvie, who's on his outlap as things stand, Connor Makiva, Mika Luhoff, and Tristan Fanta Ender. But watch Kos Sylvie here. There's a big snap there.
But that's his outlap, so
it is his outlap. So Kos getting a little bit of extra tyre warmth with that little rear end slide that he got on. Very lucky to keep the car fully in control though. Let's see if he got a bit of extra tyre wear. He's on fresh softs for this though. So he'll be looking to absolutely smash it.
He's rounding the final corner, turn 15. A pretty strange final corner for me.
It's a very long one. It's a bit like Zandvoort final corner. Very long, but Zandvoort's is banked. But here we go, Koss now coming through the first few corners, looking to hold as much speed as possible while not running outside of them white lines. Takes it very tight there on to the tricky turn 3, and then fully extending his legs through turn 4. It's a purple sector 1 though for Koss. So Koss looking very fast here today. The Uruguayan living up his summer lifetime out in the in South America. Right on the limits there was Koss, looking to extract as much time as possible.
Ooh,
Meanwhile, Peter
P1
has put
with 5/10.
that's a
different.
rapid time. Where's he pulled that out of?
Well, it looks like he's gonna retire into the pits to continue through Q3.
Koss is now a 1/10.5 down on Peter's time. So Koss, who was looking like he was going to take P1 as things stood, now looking like he's a little bit off the pace of Peter there in the Alfa Romeo. But it will now be Koss Sylvie coming across the line. Koss goes P2. A little bit off the back of Peter's time though. And you can see how the new
Anthony is starting up.
Anthony
Yeah,
is starting his lap then for the Williams. I'm assuming what would be new softs by the looks of it. And it is very much new softs as he now comes through turn 3. Expect turn 3 to definitely trick a couple of drivers and catch them out.
Oh. Gone, yeah, invalidates. He got snapped through turn 4.
Anthony currently only P6, not safe at all. And Peter does retire. You were right, you called it. And I think the next car to watch is Joe Bean, currently warming up his tyres. Gets a bit of a snap there. Coming through that tricky turn of, I believe that is turn 5. Turn 5 might catch a few people out as well.
Also, turn 8. That's the scariest.
Turn
I
8
think
curves.
forever. Yeah. Since the last year's game, it's really, really cursed.
As we're seeing, it's quite a quiet track at the moment. The people to watch out for is currently Fox Johnson, only P10. Britain not far off the pace of Fox Johnson. Could expect to see Britain in through to P3 into Q3. And Fox Johnson out is a possibility. But meanwhile, Joe Bean is about to start his lap. And let's see what Joe Bean can do. It's his first lap. He's the only car currently not to set a lap in Q2. And let's ride on board with Joe Bean.
Pretty tricky corner here. He keeps it right on the limit. Purple sector 1.
It was not a purple sector 1, I can tell you that much now. It was a green though. He was 2/10 off of Peter's time though in that sector alone.
My screen was purple.
Yeah, the game is not the best for it, sadly. And Joe Bean not having a good exit through turn 8. The cursed corner, as you said, he got a little bit of a snap, definitely lost a little bit of time. And now through turns 10 and 11, uphill for turn 12, and then turn 13, late braking, swing it in nicely. And there's turn 14, a long winding right. And then onto the throttle, and then you want to be basically flat out through turn 15. Where will Joe Bean put his car? And Joe Bean goes up into P6.
What a stonking lap.
Big stonks with that lap there. Will that be enough though for Bean to get out of Q2 and into Q3? We're only seeing
McKeever is finishing his lap, rounding the final corner.
currently
Let's
P15.
With how much he's gonna improve?
Only P12. I don't think he's got enough time for another lap.
Yeah, he doesn't have, and I think we know our first eliminated driver.
Yeah,
Is the Alfa Romeo of Conor McKeever.
The next car on a lap is, by the looks of it, is Mika Luhoff on a lap. No, Mika's still not out. Is Fox Johnson out? No, Fox is also in the pits. I'm just trying to work out who is.
Bento, I think, is on a lap.
Bento is on a lap, and he's on fresh softs here. He's got a little bit of traffic, but both the cars hopefully moving out of the way here.
Oh,
It is a purple sector
sector
2. No, it wasn't. The map lied. It was actually a green sector 2.
oh.
But Bento now ran in the final few corners.
Going pretty wide.
It is not purple 1 and 2, Monk. The overlay is not lying.
Oh. P2.
P2.
Purple sector 3.
It was not a purple sector 3. It was actually not an
Damn.
improvement. So Bento goes up to P2 now. And is
Gotting had a scrabble, I think, with with Anthony. Gotting has started his lap and was close to go into the back of Anthony.
And Gotting has probably pulled out of his lap time there. We will see as by the looks of it, Anthony is on a lap. Will Anthony improve?
Casper is also on a lap. Improving with
Anthony
410.
goes to P2 now. Right behind Peter, but Peter set a flying lap there. His Fox Johnson is starting his lap with 20 seconds to go, leaving it really late. And the Ferrari behind him also just starting his lap now. Both Ferraris starting their laps, I believe.
Caspers is finishing his lap.
Casper's
And I
looking
think
to
he's
improve.
gonna go P1.
And Casper
Yes,
does go
please.
P1. Oof, what a lap. Gotting P2.
Oh, Gotting.
Gotting finds some time there as well. So Gotting to P2. I think that's Nidam now coming into the pits. Only P7 for Nidam. Is it Peel next? No, it's not Peel, but Peel has got a purple sector. Does he have a purple sector too? It's green according to my thing, but I think it's Mika Luhoff first. No, it's Britain. Britain goes P9 with that time. And now it'll be Myron Peel. Currently P12. Myron Peel up into P6.
P6.
So Joe Bean has been eliminated. The next car coming around as Britain has run very wide there. Will not be improving. It's going to be Fox Johnson.
Really close with the Alpine. And
Fox Johnson currently only setting green sectors 1 and 2.
Marcus is also rounding the final corner.
And
They're
Fox
gonna
Johnson
improve with much.
goes P4. Schrainmakers goes P5. Who's next to watch? I think it might be Luhoff. But Luhoff invalidated, so won't be improving. Tristan came into the pits instead, so he doesn't improve. So that will be the end of qualifying. Archie Britton eliminated. Joe Bean out. Both the Alpines not making it into Q3. Conor McKeever can only muster a P14. And Luhoff cursed by invalidation. So both Red Bulls, both Alpines and an Alfa Romeo.
This time, much bigger gap between the elimination and the safe zone. 3 tenths.
Yeah. Very, very close, but
And both of the Alpines out.
yes. But the cars through is Caspers, Gotting, Peter, Fox Johnson, Schoenmaker, Anthony, Bento, Peel, Sylvie and Nidam. Round out your top 10. Da 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 da. Elmo's World. Da 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 da. Elmo's World. As we're now going to get ready for the final qualifying session. Who is it? Who is your favourite to win this qualifying? Is it the Ferraris? Is it Peter? Or could it be someone else?
Maybe Gotting. He has also really big pace.
Yeah, do not rule out Gotting.
And also, let's not forget about Fox Johnson. He can probably pull out something as well.
Yeah, don't rule out Fox Johnson. Right, here we go. We're about to get ready for the final qualifying session. It's going to be Myron Pill coming out right at the start here, looking to put a big lap out. I must admit, this top 10 is mightily close.
Yeah. As I think both of the Williams are coming with not big margin between them.
I expect to see an absolute war here, as the Williams seem to have come out at exactly the same time, right behind one another. But we're going to follow Myron Pill and we're going to ride on board with him for his lap, currently conserving all his ERS. And meanwhile, I'm trying to work out who we're riding on board with there. It was Cos Sylvie. No spins. As Pill
The
gets
first
ready.
one, the Aston Martin of Myron Pill will look to set a time.
We know Britain has spun in turn 8 as well, but meanwhile it's Pill's time to shine. Let's see what Myron Pill can do. Well, in Season 4 made it a very close race between himself and Fox Johnson. Returning now in Season 6 to throw his gauntlet once back again in the fire and challenge all those around. Let's see what Pill can do. As it looks like someone's had a moment there. Kosa, would you be able to tell us about the Williams that's causing the yellow flag?
I think Bento. He has invalidated and is giving space to the other drivers behind him.
As Pill can only set a purple sector 2 because he's the first car to set a lap.
Gotting is behind him. And on my screen, he's not putting a purple sector 2. So Pill with an incredible first lap, I think.
Myron Pill throws the gauntlet down. It's a 1:17.1.
And that's his first lap into Q3.
And then it was Gotting next. Currently P7. Gotting looking to throw his name in the ring. And Gotting is starting his lap. He was on an out lap. We've been debated.
Yeah. Cos Sylvie, I think he's finishing a lap.
I would agree with you there. Cos Sylvie doesn't beat Pier.
Too.
Possibly used tyres though for Cos, as Fox Johnson is starting a lap. By the looks of it.
Oh, Bento with big moment. Saved it.
And Bento may be looking to start a lap now as well.
He has started.
Oh,
with
Peter!
100.
Peter in the Alfa Romeo. Do not sleep on this guy. Beats Pill by 2/10. Rapid time there from Peter. So Peter is now currently holding that P1 step. But there are drivers all around going on lap. I believe the next car is Gotting.
I think he's with used set of softs.
We can double check that, and it probably is a used set of softs.
It
Maybe
looks
only
like that he is, and he's
got
gonna
some
put it P3
P3
with a 117.3.
just off the back of Pill there. If that is used soft, that's a mightily fast lap. As now it will be Fox Johnson to come around, and Fox Johnson's invalidated instead. So Fox Johnson will not be setting a time in this first set of qualifying. So it's now going to be Casper's. And Casper's P2 behind Peter. Now it's going to be Anthony.
Oh,
Anthony crosses the
Schumacher.
line.
Schumacher is going pretty fast. On my screen, he set it purple sector 2. I don't know if that's true.
Schumacher coming around the final few corners now. According to mine, it's currently green sectors as the Nidam has gone P3 with a very healthy time as well. Schumacher's only P5. A little bit off the pace there. It's very close though, as Casper couldn't beat Peter on his first lap. Is Anthony starting his lap? Possibly.
Not sure.
I'm not too sure either. By the looks of it, he is. Bento is in the pits, hasn't set a time, along with Fox Johnson. Both of them not setting lap times at the moment.
Fox Johnson is coming out. That will be probably his last lap of disqualifying for Fox
Possibly.
Johnson.
But meanwhile, let's focus here on Anthony. Gets a big snap going into the penultimate corner.
Oh,
His car is not stable going around there. Getting a very wobbly. How's he holding it together? I don't know. And he comes into pits instead. So he's choosing not to set a lap time. So the
yes, Fox Johnson is gonna start a lap soon.
oh, Anthony was on a was 11 seconds down in S2. I thought he was on lap, if I'm honest. That is my bad.
Yeah, and I thought that.
But here we have Fox Johnson will be starting his lap now. Let's ride on board with Fox Johnson and let's see what he can do. Coming around the final corner now. This might be his final lap.
It looks like so.
And we're looking to go as fast as he can. Turn 1 there. Running almost off the track, getting a little bit of a snap. Swings it round though for turn 3. Shifts up into turn 4. Bit of a snap again. And he invalidates. So Fox Johnson maybe has enough time at least to get into the pits. But it's definitely not going to be a good qualifying currently for him. As it's a bit quieter on the track at the moment. Bento coming to do an outlap. But other than that, not much going on. As things stands, who is your favourite though to take that pole position here in qualifying? My money might have to be on Peter myself. Peter has found some pace. Right when it matters.
But we know that Caspers can set faster time.
And same goes for Shreinmaker. Shreinmaker can also go faster. But no one else currently out on a lap.
Fox Johnson is into the pits.
So Fox Johnson will be coming out with everyone else instead, as we see Peter and Anthony both coming out on their outlaps though. But we're going to follow Bento here as he's going to be coming around the final few corners and starting his lap here in Q3. What has Bento got? Now rounding the final corner is Bento. The Brazilian born. What lap can he do out here in Portugal? Both Portuguese speaking countries. Maybe it's a good sign for him to go absolutely rapid suddenly. Let's see what he's got. A little bit of a wobbly one through turn 2 into the braking zone of turn 3. Keeps it together though. And then rips it around through turn 4. Doesn't invalidate through turn 4 unlike the Fox Johnson. He's a little bit down. He's a 10th down currently on Peter through that first sector. Where will he be able to go? Will he be able to make some time up here though through sector 2? Coming now through the twisting section of 9, 10 and 11. Late as you can on the brakes. Swing it around through sector 2. He's gained on Peter. He's still a little bit down though. But that was purple sector 2 for Bento. Bento looking like he's absolutely flying here.
He is.
Penultimate corner.
That's Williamson right on the limit of the track. Rounding the final corner.
And it's a drive towards the line for Bento. Bento P2 misses out his 700th down for Bento. And the next car to watch would be the man who currently sits on pole, which is Peter. Coming through that one in section now.
Improving on his time.
He is indeed.
Casper's right in front of him. Oh, what happened to Peter?
Oh, Peter seemed to have a moment.
He abandoned his lap.
Peter just abandons his lap. And it was a yellow second sector. I wonder if he had an issue through sector 2 though. So now the person to watch would be Anthony. Anthony getting a tow from the Ferrari. Goes P2. Still not enough to jump ahead of Peter. And meanwhile, there's only 14 seconds left in this session. Peter will not be setting another lap time. And Bento on an in-lap. So it's now going to be not Casper. It'll be Schoenmaker. Currently P7. Looking to improve and gain that top step. Will he be able to find the time though? Schoenmaker.
Might be.
Schoenmaker only P2. Peter is still P1. 2 thousandths down. And the next car coming around is Nidam. Nidam improves, but it's only P6 for Nidam. And now it's going to be Myram Peel, currently P7. Will Peel be able to find some time on them fresh softs?
He's not improving in sector 2.
He isn't. He does improve, but not by much. And meanwhile, Sylvie only good enough for P8, and now it's going to be Gotting. No, it's going to be Casper. Casper coming around that final corner now. Where can Casper put it? It's a drive towards line for Casper's. And Casper's goes P1 by a massive amount. Gotting is the next car to come around. Gotting goes P2. Gotting just behind.
From the Haas.
Fox Johnson.
Amazing.
Doesn't invalidate and goes P3. Peter misses out by not setting that final lap. So it'll be Casper's in P1, Gotting P2, Fox Johnson P3, and the only person who might be on lap is Anthony, but he's very slow.
No, he's not on the lap.
So what a lap by Casper. He will be on pole for this sprint race. He'll have Gotting in P2 behind him and Fox Johnson in P3. The rest of the grid with Peter P4, Schrinemaker P5, Anthony P6, Bento P7, Nidam P8, Peel P9, and Cos Sylvie comes home in P10. A very tight field.
What a lap from Casper's.
Casper's lighting up the track.
I'm so mad at myself because I didn't tell you. Because that is an incredible lap.
He's lit that track up.
Amazing stuff from the Ferrari. The new Dutch team
Yeah, the Dutch-Italian team.
Last season was the American-Italian team.
It was, and now it's just the Dutch team. So, and that is Q3 over and done with, ladies and gentlemen. But we're about to get ready to go racing. It's the sprint race next.
But I think the Ferrari of Kaspers may have messed up the lap of Peter, because as I see in the chat, Peter is not happy about one of the Ferraris.
But now we're going to get ready for the sprint race.
Only
18
sprint.
drivers, 11 laps. We're only on to the sprint race. We still have the 33 lap feature race to go. Who knows what could happen here? Will we see heroics into turn 1 from one of the drivers? Will there be an interesting tyre strategy? It's gotten a little bit more cloudy out here in Portugal today. Could the main race be a wet one? It is going to be a long stream today for us, but hopefully you guys will stay tuned with us the whole way through it.
It's important to say that there is no formation lap.
Yes, no formation lap for the guys.
And
Kaspers starts us off, holds P1, but Gotting looking to make a move, isn't able to, and there's Kennedy is retired from the
three
session.
wide into turn 1.
Ooh, very
Gotting
close.
pushing wide.
Gotting pushing Fox Johnson wide.
Oh,
Fox Johnson looking to
they
go
have
around
made
the outside. Side by side now, as we're going to follow this battle currently for P2. Everyone on the medium tyres.
Oh,
He's
and
very close. Fox Johnson looking to have the inside for turn 5. And Fox Johnson and there's a little bit of bumping. And Peter might look to make it through. Further back, what's happening?
Sylvie's side by side with Joe Bean into turn 8. Oh, banging tires, and I think
Luhoff.
through goes Mika Luhoff. No, it's not true.
He's right behind them though. It's very close, but meanwhile, Casper has a monster lead over the rest of the field. Fox Johnson has made his way up into P2, getting past Gotting, but it's very close and they contact. There's contact and
Fox Johnson has spun.
Gotting hits the rear of Fox Johnson, spinning Fox Johnson around. Fox Johnson now in P17.
It's Casper's with 3
It's a Ferrari 1-2.
It is.
And thank you very much
Oh,
there,
what
Kista.
happened there?
Oh!
Big
Big incident!
Mika Luhoff retired.
We didn't quite catch that on stream.
Safety car.
A safety car is out. 10 months though for Kista. There could be a possible red flag. We will have to check red flag chat.
As Elson has gained 4 places as it stands.
So let's go have a look. In the red.
Kowski also with 4 places gained. Jobin with 3 places gained. And Bento with a massive start
Up 3 as
from
well.
P7 to P4.
Schoenmaker's also gaining.
Portimão may be a dreadful track, but it's really, really interesting to watch.
So I'm already seeing the tickets coming in for this sprint race. As here we go, they're still looking to catch up. The first corner is literally called Samsung. This is the sprint race. This isn't even the actual race. We've got an 11-lap sprint race.
But I'm curious what happened with Ryan Kennedy, because he
Kennedy just retired.
right on the start.
Kennedy
right on the
just
start.
Didn't
He
want
didn't
to.
even make it to into turn 1. I'm curious. As the safety car might be in this lap, I'm not sure.
It's only literally just picked up the train.
Mm-hmm.
Turn 8 is called Samsung. So this really rubbish corner they're coming up to now behind the safety car is called Samsung.
But the incident between Kos Silva and Mikhail Luhov might have happened into turn 15,
It
the
did
last
indeed.
corner.
There was something definitely happened. We didn't quite catch it on stream, but it looked like it was a big incident. Both cars outstricken on the side in the gravel. As safety car is in this lap, so they're not even behind the safety car for a whole lap. And Gotting down in P3. It's currently a Ferrari 1-2. So Casper's leading them out. He had a big lead before this safety car did decide to rear its head.
Both of the Williamses in P4 and P5.
Very true. And
This is
Casper's
gonna have team orders between Ferrari and Williams, as we see Casper's pulling a big gap between him and his teammate.
gets a big jump. It's Gotting actually though who is in danger here from a move from Bento for P3. It's close,
contact.
and there's a little bit of contact, and
Gotting.
Gotting goes spinning, and Gotting now falls to the rear of the group.
For a moment they gone 4 wide into turn 3.
4 wide into turn 3, and we see an Alpine running a little bit wide there,
Oh, onto the grass. He's put it onto the grass.
and Britain looking to make a move up the inside of Peter. Peter dropping down the order, and it's Skowski there. Is that Skowski?
No,
No, it's Fox Johnson
Johnson.
spinning. Fox Johnson
Again.
spins around again. Wash
I think
Johnson
and
has
again.
returned.
And again with contact, I think.
Oh boy. That's a Ferrari 1-2. It's a Williams 3-4. And it's Myron Peel up into P5. Nidan P6. P7 is going to be Peter. Britain up into P8. And P9 is Fanta Ende. Started P13, now up into P9 in this sprint race. 4 laps in.
As we see, every car has a gap between each other. As Britain is might
Under
have,
attack.
yes,
Britain under attack here from the guy making his first race here in Amethyst. Very close stuff. Britain managing to defend on the outside, wheel to wheel.
and Fox Johnson again with no. Actually, Elsom has spun,
Elsom's had a spin now. Elsom down into P15.
and I saw a debris out on
Is
the
that-
track.
Has he
out,
lost the wing?
like,
Has he lost any damage? There's no damage on Elsom. Fox Johnson is missing an M plate though, so Fox Johnson has the damage. It's not a good race for Fox Johnson. There's the yellow flag, and it looks like it's for Peter.
oh, Peter. What's going
Peter
on
having
there?
a moment through Samsung will fall now down into P10. He's racing side by side here with Joe Bean. And this is a dangerous place to be side by side. Bean with the inside, Peter with the
Oh.
outside.
Shuts the door on Peter.
Very much so. Remember, only the top 8 get points here for this sprint race.
As
Meanwhile, Casper is going to be leading us out with his teammate in P2 in Schreienmaker. P3 is Bento right behind. And then
there is
P4,
a train.
there is a bit of a train forming behind Britain.
And
Brit-
behind the Caspers.
Caspers is almost a second ahead though. As
Yeah, Schoenmakers has the DRS of his teammate. as Fox Johnson into the pits, changing his front wing.
Fox Johnson having a sprint race to forget. Meanwhile, Britain here in P7 has a big long list of cars behind him. He has Fanta Ende, Peter, Joe Bean, Skowski, McKeever and Gotting all behind him as Fox Johnson's come out onto softs.
Oof. Van Ente with the big snap coming out of turn 8.
Yes. And meanwhile is the battle for P1 and P2. Is Casper just giving his teammate that DRS so that he's safe from the Williams? Bento looking a little bit out of shape there though.
Bento out of the DRS of the Ferrari.
This is massive though for Ferrari. 5 laps to go in this sprint race. And it will be a Ferrari 1-2 as things stands. Bento in P3 with his teammate behind in P4. Myron Peel up into P5. And then P6 is Nidam. The front 6 have definitely pulled away.
Oh! Bean goes off the track.
And he's
into the gravel.
Into the gravel. Is there damage there for Bean? I didn't quite see what happened there, Kosev. Did you catch it?
I think he has contact with Peter. They were side by side into turn 1.
That's really bad for Bean.
As Peter is really close to Van Ente.
And Bean's got a 3-second penalty as well. But meanwhile, it's Britain currently in P7 in the points, but he's got 2 very hungry drivers behind him in Fantente and Peter. And don't write out Skowski slightly further behind.
Skowski, tier 2 driver, reserving here in tier 1.
Very true. Same with Elsom though. Elsom also a tier 2 driver reserving in tier 1. Both of them currently outside of the points in this sprint race as the front 6 come across that start-finish line. But it's going to be Britain who is in very much danger here. Is Vantente looking to make a move. Vantente up the inside through turn 1. Britain will carry the speed. Runs a little bit wide. Still side by side. Turn 3 though. Britain still not giving up. Vantente getting a little bit wild on the exit there. And Britain holds the position. And he has the DRS now. For the in the first DRS section.
Oh, as Peter
almost clipping the back of
and
Skowski's gone through. Skowski now goes ahead of Peter for P9.
Oh, but he gets gone wide.
And Britain, this may alleviate a little bit of pressure off the back of Britain now, because Skowski has put himself between the two.
As Cos Sylvie is trying to put pressure onto Peter. Peter is clashing.
It's not Cos, it's Gotting. Gotting all over the rear here of
Jobin with another 3 seconds.
And
Van Ente going really wide.
Looking for a better drive, looking for a much bigger drive out of that corner.
As Skowski is going for a move.
Skowski.
Oh, pushed wide.
And McKeever gets a free second. Peter up the inside of Skowski, side by side. But Skowski will then have the inside for this corner. And Peter just about gets through. That was mightily close stuff. But Skowski's back through. Skowski back up into P9. And Peter dropping down the order. And there's contact. Peter hits Skowski.
Skowski.
Oh no.
And he's waiting now for him to give him the position back. The vice team principal of Alfa Romeo getting hit by his driver.
Oh no, oh no. They are teammates as well. So now that really plays into hand for Britain though. Britain has a solid gap to Van
Tente.
Fantente. But we're going to follow here. We're going to ride on board with Van Ente. As he's now pushing right behind Britain. We'll be in the DRS. We'll be deploying that ERS a bit slightly as well. But I don't think he's close enough. And there's only one more lap after this lap.
Maybe he's gonna try to pull it out in the last lap.
Possibly. Britain looking a little bit squirrely now. May come under threat on these final few laps.
Britain demonstrating what is hard but fair racing.
Very true, very true. We'll be looking to make the most of this though. They're both currently in the points as things stand, but I'm sure they'll want more points than this. If you can get past Britain, that's double your points.
I'm curious to see what is gonna happen for P4, as Myron Pill is close to Anthony.
Anthony seeming to be struggling a little bit. Both their rear lights flashing.
As Anthony goes really wide. Maybe Myron Pill is gonna get the drive on him.
Let's see what can Peel do. We're going to ride on board with Peel. He's fast approaching. Anthony looks to defend the inside. Peel will get a better drive out turn 1.
Maybe is he gonna dive it?
Looking for maybe a move, maybe a switchback possibly.
Van Ente going through.
Ooh, yes,
side by side.
For P7 with Britain, side by side. Gotting will be now chomping at the bit as well.
But Britain has the DRS. Yes, he has.
He may look to go up the inside here.
And they're going side by side
and
into turn 5.
And now Gotting can attack.
The Alpine.
Gotting can now look to attack as well.
Myron Pill into P4.
And Peel is up into P4. Very true. We missed that move from Peel while we was watching the battle for 7th. But Peel up into P4 gets past Anthony.
As Bento is gonna finish into P3 and
But
1-2 for Ferrari.
And
1-2 for the Netherlands.
Yeah, and Bento though P3, and it would be Myron Peel P4, Anthony P5, Nidam P6. But this is now for P7, and looks like Britain's gonna bring it home in P7 ahead of the debutant. And Gotting just outside of the points in P9. P10 goes to McKeever.
Skalski P11. Peter P12. Elson P13.
P14 for Joe Bean.
And both of the tier 2 drivers ahead of the champion in season 4.
Wash Johnson. Fox Johnson riding out the cars that do finish this sprint race. P15 will not be happy with that.
They were scrabbling a lot into turn 5.
Britain getting a driver of the day for this sprint race. Come on. Da, 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 da. Stepping on the beach, do 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 do. Stepping on the beach, do do do. I'm expecting to see some tickets come through from that
Let's see what is gonna happen in the main race. This sprint race was one of the best races we had this season. Even though it was a sprint race.
Can't look at the weather just yet while we load in.
It's sunny.
It is sunny though. But are we going to have sun for the whole time is the question. Is there a rainy spell in that cloud overhead? Only time will tell.
Maybe some engineer in the chat may tell us. Maybe.
I mean, I have a button that will tell us.
They said no.
No rain. No weather spying. Ah. It's fine. I have a button that does it for me. We're just getting impatient. But we will not be impatient now. As we're getting ready to go underway again.
It's
And here we
light
go.
out for me.
And then they're away and they're off.
And
Has-
Schoenmaker's
Peel gets a monster start on both.
off. I think he's on the
On
medium.
Bento.
Oh,
No, he's on the hards. He's on the hards.
Everyone going side by side except the two Ferraris.
Fox Johnson getting past Kennedy. Skowski dropping down the order. Peel, though, running a little bit wide there.
Fox Johnson into P13, 3 wide into turn 5.
Oh, there's a spin further back. And who is that spun?
Van Ente. Oh, and they crashed with Elsom.
Van Ente.
I think Peter has damage from that 3 wide.
There's a lot of wing damage there. Van Ente's got a missing end plate.
Fox Johnson side by side. No, that was actually Skowski as he's on the grass spinning.
Skowski not having a good one there. Meanwhile, Fox Johnson has got himself up into P10 already. Britain's slipping down to P13 from his P7 start here. Absolute chaotic shambles for the start of this race. Ferrari 1-2 still though. P3 for Bento, holding off Peel now. Anthony P5 and Nidam in P6. Meanwhile, Gotting P7, P8 for Makiva, Joe Bean in P9 and Fox Johnson rounds out the P10 and P2 into the pits.
And Cos Silvi.
Cos Silvi also into the pits.
Oh, Gotting made a move on the McLaren of Nidam, and Makiva is looking close to make a move on the McLaren.
Oh, meanwhile, Joe Bean up the inside of Makiva. Joe Bean
is he
looking
gonna
very
dive
racy. Oh, he thinks about it. Fox Johnson looking to make a move on Makiva there as well.
Oh,
Fox on the
he
hards.
might make. They're so close.
Side by side, Fox Johnson does get past in the background. Fox Johnson up into P9. Makiva dropping down the order. Nidam, though, now under pressure from Joe Bean on their medium tyres. Bean looking to make moves.
Is he gonna make it stick?
Ooh, he's making a move. That was a bold move there from Joe Bean. And Bean...
No. This might actually be overtake of the season. Incredible move from the Alpine of Joe Bean.
Yeah, Bean now making his way past Nidam up into P7. Fox Johnson now will be right behind Nidam in P8.
Joe Bean has gained 7 places from
Bean.
P14 to P7.
Bean is on a charge. As Nidam
Bento
here under
with the
threat
fast
again.
lap.
Fox Johnson.
Fox Johnson getting into P8.
Yes, Fox Johnson. Both of them running a little bit wide there though. Fox Johnson
Nidam
maybe under threat here.
As Nidam is trying to fight back, but he doesn't have the grip. Or as Fox Johnson and Joe Bean from the start has gained 7 places.
Both of them charging up the field. But
Mika
meanwhile-
Lujo has gained 6 places and Ryan Kennedy with 5 places.
We're going to ride on board here with Bento because he's right behind the Ferraris here. He's pushing them along.
Oh,
And let's see what tyres his tyre wear is saying here. Bento pushing hard already, almost at 10% on these hard compound tyres.
he has the fastest lap for now.
He does have the fastest lap. Meanwhile, the weather is saying it will get overcast towards the next 10-15 minutes. So expect the tyres to start behaving differently as well. The weather report looking
And-
very damning.
The DRS is enabled.
Yes, DNS is enabled. And
Gotting with the fastest lap.
Gotting, yes, very true. Both Shrine Makers and
Miron
Bento.
Peel with 3 seconds time penalty. That is not what he likes to see.
That's very early for a 3 second, as Bento gets a little bit out of shape there. As we look further back, because it's Nidam who's slipping down the order now. Currently running in P9, McKeever behind him on the mediums. McKeever will be wanting to get past him. And further back, Kennedy, who retired right at the start of the sprint race, up into P13.
Bento is made a move on Schoenmakers. He
Bento,
might have had a moment. I didn't see that.
Bento up into
Bento
P2. What a
into
move we
P2.
missed. But that's a monster move.
But he didn't have DRS.
Kister, thank you very much for the 5 gifted, lad. Thank you very much indeed.
Schoenmakers has
Oh!
DRS.
Someone's
Oh,
off! Is that Anthony? That is Anthony!
It is Anthony.
Big moment there through the final corner. Anthony dropping all the way out of the points down into P11.
Jobin into P6. Oh, and he picks up a 3 seconds time penalty.
And meanwhile, it's going to be
Bento keeping it into P2.
Bento very much keeping it into P2. And Shren... Alex Schrinemaker currently in P3. Well, thank you very much, Kister. The support means a lot, lad.
As
As Schrinemakers is looking to hold on to the back of Bento here. Peel with a 3 second behind them. Then it's Gotting.
or Schoenmakers with 3 seconds as well. And McKeever.
McKeever has picked up a 3... Oh, wow. Schrinemaker's picking up a 3 seconds actually monstrous for him.
Already 4 cars with penalties for corner cutting.
As it looks like currently Luhoff currently in the final points paying position as Casper sets the fastest lap once again.
Asper's trying to get away to not give that DRS to the Williams of
Anthony.
Bento.
Anthony is all over the rear here of Luhoff. Mika Luhoff not got DRS support to defend off this Williams. We'll hope he can catch up to the medium runner of McKeever. As
Let's see how does the season 1 champion is gonna react to the attacks of Anthony.
he needs to get in DRS of that car in front. He may be in it. It's very close. As meanwhile, Bento looks to be pulling away from the Ferrari.
He is actually. And try. Oh, big snap through turn 10.
Who for Bento? Who had the big snap, Kosev?
Bento.
That will pull the Ferrari of Alex Schrinemaker and Pill back up to his rear. He'll be wanting to drop them off. Meanwhile, Gotting in P5 having a bit of a quiet race now that is calmed down. And it's going to be Joe Bean on the mediums looking to pull away from Fox Johnson on the hard tyre and catch up to the hard tyre of Gotting. Let's see what Bean's tyre wear is looking like though. And he's pushing them tyres hard. He's already starting for 6 laps done. 25% wear on them rears. 26 on that front left. His car definitely loading up that front left a lot. But meanwhile, it looks like it's Anthony has got past Mika Luhoff for P10.
Oh yeah. But he's flashing.
He's pushing very hard here, is Anthony.
As well as Pew, who is not that close to the back of Schoenmakers, but he's in the DRS.
And Cost Sylvie picks up a 3 second. P15 Cost Sylvie currently. I believe he was collected within that incident on lap 1, turn 5. So Cos
big
not...
snap from Cos Sylvie. Barely keeping the car to not go into the gravel.
We're going to ride on board here with Schumacher because he's catching up to the back of Bento now. He's closer than he was a couple of laps ago. He will have the DRS here. Bento with no DRS to defend. Will Schumacher be able to make it past?
No, he's not gonna attack into turn 1.
No, not close enough to make a move there for
Maybe
Schumacher.
turn 5.
And further back it's going to be Kennedy. Kennedy making a move on Britain for P12. Ryan Kennedy didn't even do the sprint, but he's charging up the field here, up into P12 now. Started P18.
I don't know how with his defense Britain let that go through.
Britain definitely lacking a little bit of race pace. Was looking very fast though during the sprint race. So maybe
Ryan
he can claw
Kennedy.
it back.
On my screen, Ryan Kennedy is pushing. Oh, Cos Silver retired from the
In the pits.
Oh,
He's
into the
retired
pits.
in the pits. Cos Silvi retires in the pits there. So Cos Silvi not wanting to race any more of this track today. Meanwhile,
as I said, Ryan Kennedy on my screen has put a purple sector 1. He's pushing probably this McLaren.
is Tristan got an illegal overtake because Sylvie was in... Oh my god. So Tristan currently riding in P17, hunting down the back of Elsom. Elsom, who's on the soft tyres.
Elsom is on the soft.
Yeah, Elsom is on the soft right now. Fantonendi started P8, is currently riding P17 though, after that horrific lap 1 incident that we saw. Sun's out, guns out indeed. As Britain, as Ice Cream out here to curse Britain, mention his name, and he gets a 3-second penalty. But meanwhile, it's Casper's still leading this pack. He's almost got a 2-second gap by the looks of it. Started P1, is still in P1.
Myron Pugh is trying to keep it into the DRS of Schumacher's.
Pill started P4, still P4. And it's Gotting now, maybe starting to catch up to the back of Pill here. This second place train of Bento, Schoenmaker and Pill are seeming to fall into that Haas's grasp now. The pace has slowed down a little. Caspers is pulling away from them.
Gotting with pretty boring around him, as he has 2.5 seconds ahead and 2.4 seconds behind him.
Well, I would like to point out that Gotting would gain a position with the 3-second penalties that the others have.
Yes, he might be P4, and if he starts push, he might be into the podium position, as Schoenmaker's pushing Bento into that turn 5.
Bento now looking like he's under a little bit of danger.
Oh, amazing.
And it's very close though. The second, third and fourth very close to one another.
Ooh, Fox Johnson might be in the DRS of Jobin, so we might have a battle between for P6.
Keep us wrong, because currently we're going to follow this battle for P2. Bento gets a big drive out the end, but Schrinemaker definitely closes up to him on this straight, but isn't close enough to make a move. Any news on that battle for P6, Kosev?
No. But Fox Johnson is 6 tenths to closer to Jobin. So in the next lap we might see an overtake from Fox Johnson. or at least attempt for an overtake. Yes,
And
he's
Sylvie has left the league supposedly. But Schreinermacher's all over the back, but he gets a little bit wide there as we see Bento getting a little bit of a snap, but Schreinermacher's running a little bit wide.
Fox Johnson is looking rapid now.
If you can keep us informed for that battle for P6, because Schreinermacher's is getting a lot closer now to the back of Bento. Bento could be under threat here. As we start, as the leader in Caspers starts lap 12.
With 2.3 seconds lead.
It's a healthy lead to have, but the
Or
clouds...
Jobin into the pits.
Jobin-
Jobin into the pits.
So we don't see an overtake from Fox Johnson on Joe Bean. Meanwhile, this battle for P2 is getting a lot closer. Joe Bean, 11 laps on the mediums into the pits now. Where will he come out? Will he come out ahead of the Mercedes of Skalski? It does look so.
He might be ahead also. No, is he
No,
ahead of?
He's not ahead
No,
of Skalski.
he's not.
He comes up behind Kasper. So Kasper Skalski will go up into P13 as things stand. Meanwhile,
Anthony looking close to the rear of Conor McKeever.
are the mediums starting to fade away?
It looks like so.
Let's get an onboard here with Myron Pill.
As McKeever is the only medium runner right now.
Pill getting a bit of a moment there as we switch to his onboard. And you can see the two drivers ahead just starting to pull away. Hill running very low on ERS here. He's absolutely putting the hammer down.
Into with the fastest lap.
But Bento has found some life as meanwhile Elsom coming out of the pits is a lap down. Forces his teammate Pill to run very wide
what
there.
happened? What happened to Elsom?
Elsom is a lap down and he's
Oh.
he's pitted off of the softs onto the hards, but he's now a lap down and won't be good for Elsom. Pill got affected quite a bit there by his teammate. And this
Oof! Anthony almost spins it, keeping the car sideways for a moment.
Anthony
Yeah.
hunting down McKeever here.
He is. If he didn't had that big snap, he might have overtaken him.
Kosev, it is very cloudy now. There's possibility of rain, although our weather report doesn't think there will be.
Maybe that's why we see so many snaps.
But the tyre temperatures will start to go down as the track gets colder. This will play into the hands of people running higher downforce setups because they'll be able to keep their tyres more in the zone.
Bento with another fast lap.
Bento, since this track has gotten colder, Bento's car has been lighting up the track. Bento is starting to make
He
inroads
has
on
gained a
Casper.
second on Casper's
And Schreinermacher,
out of his DRS.
yes. Bento flying in these overcast conditions.
Who is that guy?
It doesn't matter, he can't join. I
Yeah,
don't know who Retrograde is though, it's someone's friend here. But we do not associate ourselves with him, so yeet. Retrograde loves joining every race. Further back though, it is Anthony all over the back of McKeever. McKeever really extending the mediums.
Anthony cutting a bit of the turn 5 to keep it close to the back of Conor McKeever.
And Bento is caught right up to the back of Casper's.
Oof.
He's dropped off that Ferrari behind. We're going to switch to Bento here, and we're going to ride on board with him because he is flying right now.
But I think Casper has full battery.
Casper's possibly has full battery. Bento definitely does not have full battery. and it is not easy to regain that battery.
As McKeever into the pits finally.
Pill-
As
Pill gets
Pill
another
is-
3 seconds.
now 6 seconds.
That is really bad for Pill. Myron Pill with 6 seconds worth of penalties.
Oof,
Anthony gets past McKeever with the pit stop. Where will McKeever come out in regards to Bean? They both are on the same strategy. McKeever has prolonged that stint. Surely Joe Bean will be out ahead of him.
behind the Bean and close to his teammate in this race, Peter. No, actually, he's not that close. He's actually pretty further ahead.
And currently it's Nidown batting
Oh,
Lugo for P9.
McKeever has spun.
McKeever on cold hards has spun. That is not who I wanted. I wanted this person. But we're going to now switch back to Bento. Because Bento is fastly approaching the Ferrari. And the Ferrari setup just not enjoying this weather condition change that has happened.
If he keeps that gaining the next lap, he might be in the DRS of Caspers.
We're going to ride on board quickly with Caspers. Caspers definitely with more battery to play with, so he has a lot of defensive tools. But his teammate in Shrinemaker has fallen off the back here. Let's see how Casper's tyres are doing. He's pushing it to the limit now. 50% tyre wear on that front left. He's going to really start to feel it. One wrong acceleration. And
Luhoff with 3 seconds.
Oh, that's big for Luhoff actually. He's currently battling Kennedy for P10. And that will put Kennedy ahead of him prior to a pit stop. But Kennedy picks up a 3 second right after. So, scratch what I just said.
What I want to say is that Casper right now is in a league of his own.
But Bento is catching him. Bento is still gaining on Caspers.
Actually, he's not. He's losing.
He's losing.
He had 2 tenths.
So Caspers has been able to stabilise now. Maybe gotten more used to the colder track that we are on. But it's going to be very interesting. When they pit onto them medium tyres, will Bento be able to fire them up quicker than Casper? As a Shrinemaker into the pits now. Shrinemaker coming into the pits. I don't have a button for
Fox
this.
Johnson is also into the pits.
So Fox Johnson and Shrinemakers choosing to bite the bullet a little bit earlier than the cars around them. It's going to be very important to where they come out. Shrinemaker with a 2.2 second pit stop. Fox Johnson will come out behind Britain though. Britain yet to pit. Shrinemaker also behind Britain. So both of them have a few cars in between them, but they do have a little bit of clear air. Will Skowski's going to come out in front of
yes, Skowski.
of Fox Johnson. This could be monumental if the dirty air affects Fox Johnson here. His teammate getting in the way as Joe Bean picks up another 3 second penalty. Joe Bean currently running in P13, having done his medium stint already. Onto the hard now, but back to the front because it's Bento. Still looking very close to Caspers here. It's very close between the pair of them. Will either of them bite the bullet and pit? Will they react to P3 pitting in Shrinemaker? The undercut. And Casper's into the pit, but Bento stays out. Bento looking to overcut. Myron Pill also into the pits. Gotting into the pits. So cars around reacting to this. It's hard. We're going to have to watch Shrinemaker though. Shrinemaker currently with a couple of cars in between him. But
no, he's
let's
not
see.
going to come out ahead of Caspers.
He's not going to come out ahead of Caspers, but Pill having a disaster pit stop here. Gotting gets part. No, Gotting hasn't pit yet. Ignore me. Ignore me. Shrinemaker, will he come out ahead of Pill? Is it undercut or overcut territory? And Pill's ahead. Pill
Amazing stuff from
but
Pill.
Shrinemaker's with the speed, the side by side. And Shrinemakers will get him. And Pill spins!
Pill
Pill's had a spin!
Oh, what the? What happened? Pill has lost the front wing, and may we see a safety car?
Let's have a look, because Gotting might have picked up some damage there as well from that.
That will be incredible for Bento, but no, there will be no VSC or safety car.
No. But Peel,
Oh,
what is Peel's damage? Because that is disaster for
No
Peel. He's lost his
front
whole
wing.
front wing.
Yeah, he has crashed with Gotting, but
Did
Gotting
Gotting
doesn't
get
have
damage?
damage.
Unless
No.
it's side pod. It could be side pod damage for Gotting. As there's
Might
a
be.
spin. There's a spin.
And Job Bean.
Joe
Into
Bean.
turn 8. Dicker's corner.
As Bento now into the pits. Where will he come out in regards to Caspers? These two battling fierce. This could be the pit stop that dictates P1. With
He's
15
gonna
laps
come
to
out
go.
ahead.
Easy though. Shrinemakers sets the fastest lap though. And Bento
No, he-
just behind.
Ooh.
As Fox Johnson sets the fastest lap now on them mediums.
Peel spun again.
Peel's suddenly having a really disastrous race here. As Joe Bean picks up another 3 seconds, up to 9 seconds for Joe Bean. But Caspers is your race leader still. It's now going to be Anthony in P2. Is it Anthony in P2?
Yes.
Where's
Anthony's-
Bento? Bento's P6.
Yes.
Bento is
As
behind
Peel
both.
retired. And Joe Bean also follows him into the pits to retire. Bring the car home.
And Peel also retires.
What a
I-
start from Joe Bean. Such a shame that he didn't have the luck.
Yes. Joe Bean had a monster start. But meanwhile, your current race leader is Nidam.
Nidam.
Nidam in the McLaren is your race leader. Then it's Anthony in P2 after having his spin on the final corner. Mika Luhoff currently P3. And then it's Ryan Kennedy P4 battling it out. And he's shooting to pit now. Maybe getting an undercut on Peel here. As
Look,
Caspers-
Schoenmakers on Britain. He's pushing him through turn 15. Side by side now on the straight.
And Shoemaker will want to get past Britain as soon as possible because he's battling the car in front in Bento.
Bento still flashing.
Bento is not got the pace on these mediums compared to the Ferraris though. The Ferraris have got these mediums fired up. Bento struggling, and the track is still 29
into the
degrees.
pits. Side by side with Peter. And
Peter ahead of Kennedy.
but Peter hasn't pitted yet.
Oh, that's going to be very important.
As
Let's
well
have a
as
look.
Skalski.
Peter
Britain.
Peter has pitted. Peter has pitted.
Oh,
That
yeah,
is
but
for position. He's pitted
he's-
from mediums to hards though. Kennedy, once he gets the mediums fired up, may be able to make a move. As
But- Peter pitted into lap 1. So
Luhoff currently with who will probably be your race leader once this race begins, as Elsom coming into the pit, and so is Nidam. Nidam into the pit. So your new race leader is
Caspers.
Anthony.
No.
No, Anthony is your, and Luhoff speeds into the pits. It's a disaster for Mika Luhoff now with even more penalties. That'll be 8 seconds now for Luhoff once it gets added on. Ow, I just banged my elbow. But Anthony is now your race leader. Caspers into P2. Bento P3.
Skalski coming out ahead.
Skalski has yet to pit.
Oh, yeah. Just Elson pitted and I thought it was Peel, but then I remembered.
Also, Britain in the background there. Britain under attack from Gotting. Gotting on the fresh mediums. Britain trying to prolong this hard stint.
Britain hasn't pitted. Oh.
Chat makes a good point. Is Anthony going to play the team player role and defend off as Gotting here goes up the inside of Britain through turn 10? What a move!
Again, that's his second move there, I think. If I'm
No.
not mistaken.
Anthony can play the ultimate team player role here and really hold up Caspers, but he instead comes into the pits. And instead doesn't hold up Caspers. And now it will be Caspers who is your race leader again. Bento P2. But what
Candy
a move by Gotting.
over the
Gotting now
gap.
P4.
Candy over the back of Peter.
That is currently for P11 as things stand. But Mika Luhoff just in front. And Kennedy looking to make a move here. Swings it out around the outside of Peter, or up the inside on the straight. And Kennedy gets past Peter on the main straight. And now it's going to be Luhoff versus Kennedy. Luhoff had a 5 seconds as well, I believe.
Yes. I think even 8 seconds because he has also for a corner cutting. Yes, he has.
So Luhoff actually has 8 seconds worth of penalties for speeding into pits and for warnings.
So, technically, Peter is in P10.
Peter is in P10 as things stands, very true. But will the mediums be able to pull away and extend from Peter in the Alfa Romeo? Meanwhile, back to the front, because it's Kaspers with a solid lead over Bento in P2. P3 is a Schrinemaker and Gotting in P4. Fox Johnson now trying to get past Britain. Britain in the Red Bull still hasn't pit off of them hards.
Is he gonna give the move that easy?
22 lap old hards for Britain. Fox Johnson gets past him on the straight. Them hards are really starting to feel it now.
Drink some water, drink some water.
Oh. Hasto are down a driver now with Sylvie retiring from the league.
Van Tente coming into the pits. He
Van
might also retire.
Possibly,
I'm not sure.
Fantente looking to coming for mediums actually. He isn't retiring. Let's see if he has a good pit stop though. It's a 2.2, swift and precise, out. He shouldn't be a lap down either. So if a safety car does come out, he's still in the play. He's not. Don't write this man out of it just yet. All it takes is one incident on track. And right now, the battle for P10 could be spicy.
But Peter is falling down because of his 23 laps old heart.
Possibly.
As Britain is still continuing.
And is Britain going to pit now? Britain possibly shaping up to pit. No, Britain does not. And he's now going to be under pressure from... Is that...
Oh, as we see, Ryan Kennedy making a move on Mika Luhoff.
Yes, through turn 1. And Nidam currently is catching up to the back of Skowski here, though. Nidam with the mediums. And Skowski on the used hards. Nidam looking to make a send up through turn 5. Will get cleanly through on Skowski. That's Nidam 4 position. That's P7 for Nidam. P6 for 8 for Skowski. And Skowski will be really crying on them hards, just like Britain is. There's a big gap, though, from Britain to the next car.
Maybe they're gonna pit for softs.
That can only be the play, I would assume. As there's a yellow flag, and it's Luhoff. Mika Luhoff has had a moment. On the exit of Samsung, by the looks of it. Has a moment. Meanwhile, Kaspers is your race leader still. Bento not able to catch up, and the weather is getting a little bit sunnier again. It's definitely just brightened up a little. The cloud coverage starting to dissipate.
What's wrong with the weather in this game?
So no rain, but
Anthony maybe looking to make a move into turn 1 on Skowski, and he made it stick.
Ooh, we caught the end of that.
Great move from Anthony, I can tell you that. There's Zelson retiring into the pits.
Meanwhile, the battle for P4 could be about to be heating up, because if you see, Fox Johnson is starting to make inroads onto that Haas of Gotting. So I wouldn't rule out a battle for P4 in these closing laps. But Anthony is flying, and he's catching up to the back of Nidam now at quite an alarming rate. So the people who haven't pitted is only Skowski and Britain are the only cars yet to pit.
Yeah. Also, we might see battle for P7, as I think Anthony is catching Nidam.
He is very quite a rapid rate as well.
Technically, as Britain is pitting, finally,
So
He
Britain
m-
pits. Will Skowski follow
probably
suit?
for the softs. He should pit for the softs. Yes, he is.
So Britain pitting for Skowski staying out. Anthony, who started P5, is now in P7. To
So
think,
battle for P6 we might see.
it would appear the overlay doesn't show the track, only shows track limit. By the looks of it, as
May we see team orders between the two of the Red Bulls? As
I don't know. It will be very
the gap is
interesting.
big, but I think when Britain catches Luhoff, it's gonna be his stars are gonna be dead. Oh, but yeah, Luhoff has 5 seconds. I forgot. Kowski, is he gonna pit this lap as Ryan Kennedy right over on his rear, looking to make a move on the straight if Kowski doesn't pit?
This is for P8 on track. Kennedy has had a brilliant recovery drive. I don't think people
As
realise
Kowski
Ryan
pits.
Kennedy started P18, is now up into P8 as Skowski speeds into the pit lane. But Bento and Casper's dropping a Shrinemaker off the back.
Also, I've noticed throughout the history of the league that every every champion is cursed the next season.
It does seem so. But
That's why we don't have 2 times champions.
Kevin Balaj is currently your points leader. Max Housley not defending his championship this season, but maybe Haas will beg him to start racing for them again. You never know. They've only got one driver now. As Anthony picked up a 3-second time penalty. So Anthony, on his pursuit for Nidam, picks up a 3 second.
As Bento still trying to get that DRS off Kaspers.
Bento has not given up yet. With 6 laps to go, Bento is still in this. And Fox Johnson is slowly catching up to the back of Gotting. But I don't know if he's got enough time. The pair of them actually catching up to the back of Shrinemakers. And Shrinemakers does have a 3-second time penalty.
Yeah, he's so technically Gotting is P3 on the podium position.
Is Gotting pushing? It's hard to tell. But Britain on them soft sets the fastest lap now.
With a second, I think, difference between the other fast lap that we had. Oh,
And Peter.
we for-
Peter's
we
pitted
d-
for softs. Peter is behind Skowski. So the fastest lap now belongs to Peter. But he's in P13, not having a race to remember either.
Oh, and
Oh!
Schoenmakers! Boom!
Schoenmaker's at the moment. And Schoenmaker's is going to drop down to P5 here. Now side by side with Fox Johnson. And that is for
Please.
P4.
Keep it clean, keep it clean.
They keep it
yes.
clean. Shrinemakers will have DRS, but what caused that spin to happen? Fox Johnson will now have to defend Shrinemakers. Shrinemakers looks like he's got more DRS. We're going to ride on board with him. No, we're not. That's the wrong button. Isn't able to make the move, but Fox Johnson runs a little bit ragged here.
Fox Johnson is also flashing.
And Shrinemakers will maybe get a bit creative here to make a move on Fox Johnson.
He might dive it.
And
They're
Bento
both
has
flashing.
DRS. Oh, and Shrinemakers, an inside move.
And
He's cleanly
Back in
through. He's back in
P4.
front. Back for P4, but he has 3 seconds of penalties. He's got to extend that gap. And now the battle for first is going to be on because Bento supposedly is within DRS. He is flashing, but he's in DRS range of Casper's. This battle for race lead with 3 laps to go when they cross this start-finish line is not over.
let's see. It's not that easy to close, as we saw from the other drivers.
Casper's supposedly dumping his battery. Will there be DRS for Bento? No DRS for Bento. But Bento, Casper's doing a big battery dump.
As Anthony is in the DRS of Nidam. But Anthony with the 3 seconds, that's not ideal for him.
No, Anthony. All the cars behind.
Scott Johnson trying to make a move on Schoenmakers.
This is for position.
4 laps to go. As
4 laps to go.
Bento is so much faster than Casper's in Sector 1. As he gained a lot. I mean a lot.
Yeah, Fox Johnson over the back, but Bento, the race is still currently for P1. Bento definitely closer now to Casper's.
Let's see, is Bento gonna have the DRS this lap? I think he has done it.
I think he's in DRS range. It's definitely a lot closer now. We're about to have a 3-lap shootout. Meanwhile, there's a battle for P5 as well. And Bento does open the DRS. He's now 3 laps to go.
Draining the battery. The percentage that he has. Already 6/10. Going through turn 4, turn 3 and 4.
And meanwhile, Fox Johnson is ahead. But Schweinmaker switchbacks him. And they're side by side now through turn 3. And Fox Johnson gets a bit of a snap, a little bit of wheel banging by the pair.
As Fox Johnson with the DRS.
And Fox Johnson up the inside in turn 5. But Schweinmaker's with another switchback. And Schweinmaker's switches back Fox Johnson once again.
This guy is incredible. From left to right, he's gonna make the move. Incredible. As Bento is really close.
Bento's very close here.
Closer than ever before.
We're gonna ride on board here with Bento.
For the
Lucas
start
Bento.
of the penultimate lap.
Lucas Bento looking for his first race win here in Amethyst Racing. Is catching up now onto the back of Casper's. Catching more and more, but unable to catch up enough here. He's going to have one and a half laps to do it. Will Bento be able to do it? Will either of them pick up a 3-second time penalty as well? With this pushing, one of them could just overstep the boundary slightly, and that could be enough for the other one.
Schoenmakers made a move on Fox Johnson. I think Fox Johnson needs to play the smart game and keep it behind Schoenmakers, because he has the 3 seconds. No need to fight with him.
But meanwhile, we're going to carry on following this battle for P1 because it's getting very close now. Bento's rear is flashing. Casper's is not. Casper's will have battery to defend this. But Bento looks a lot closer than before. Bento right on the rear of Casper's. He's got 2 more DRS straights to do it on. We're going to come now down onto the final lap. Still anyone's game here.
So close, so close.
Casper's looking to break the toe, but Bento following right behind.
Let's see. He's not getting that much.
Not on the straights he isn't. Not close enough to make a move. So Bento not able to make it happen. What about for P4 and P5? Fox Johnson and Schweinmakers.
He needs to play the smart game and keep it behind him.
I would think so too. Bento with no ERS left, but currently Bento all over the rear now.
As battle for P6, Anthony made the move on Nidam, as Nidam is trying to dive it into turn 3. Anthony
But he's got to pull out 3 seconds as well. Nidam has no penalties on track.
As Casper has pulled out of Bento.
It's still very close though, but I don't think Bento is going to be able to do it. Wesley Caspers will be your race winner here in Portimão for rounding that final corner. And Caspers is your race winner. Lucas Bento P2. P3 will be Gotting. Rounding that final corner now. Gotting in P3. Shrinemakers P4 on track. But with a 3-second time penalty, Fox Johnson will leapfrog him. And now it's the battle for 6th.
Anthony P6 on track. Nidam P6 actually.
Nidam will be P6 though. As there we go. Nidam P6 brings home his first points for McLaren. Ryan Kennedy from P18 up into P8.
Someone has spun, I think, or no?
It looks like Luhoff letting Britain through. So Archie Britton will be P9. Mika Luhoff P10. Conor McKeever outside of the points in P11. P12 actually for Conor McKeever. Peters P11 with no penalties. McKeever will be P12 and Skowski P13. 1 car left to finish on his debut. It is Tristan Fantiende. Oh, Luhoff ran out of fuel.
Oh.
And there we have it. That is... There was not a 50-second gap between Caspers and Bento. I'm sorry, what?
Who said that?
That my overlay does.
I thought someone from the chat said that.
No, my overlay decided to say that for some reason.
Oh, amazing Quinn.
But here we have Wesley
such
Caspers.
a dominant win.
Was pushed to the end there by Lucas Bento, but with Wesley Caspers who takes that top step today. 2nd place for Lucas Bento. 3rd place for Gotting. The Ferrari engineers happy with that performance. And they'll go off to celebrate this one.
Of course
solid
they will
performance.
be. Amazing performance. Casper's pulling out Verstappen and Vettel combined performance.
Gotting
amazing.
P3, Fox Johnson P4, Shrinemakers his first race in Ferrari this season, P5. P6 for Nidam, first points here in Amethyst, 7th for Anthony. Think what could have happened if he didn't have that spin. 8th for Kennedy, 9th for Britton, and Luhoff will round out your points paying positions for this main race. Four cars didn't finish this race today. Elsom, Peel, Joe Bean and Cos Silvi. But there we have it. Let's get ready now for the interviews. We'll give the guys a little bit of time to make their way to the stage. What a race though, Kosev.
Yeah. I think the best race from the start of the season. We had so much battles throughout the race.
We did indeed.
Even we forgot to follow one of the battles. At least, if he's gonna have one battle, he's gonna have a second. Amazing.
So much going on.
Yes.
We're going to give them a few more minutes. We might not be having an interview. The guys might be knackered after doing a full qualifying, sprint and feature race. It has been a long one for the boys today.
as Britain is the first tier 1 to come here.
We're gonna give it a couple more minutes to see if any of the other guys will want to come up here. If not, we will invite Britain up. Seeing as they're not here, let's get Archie Britain up. Britain, P9 today. You must be happy with that result. Points on the board for you. Double points for Red Bull in a P9-10 finish.
Yeah, absolutely. We're really happy with that as a team. We've came a long way. Obviously, the first 2 races for Red Bull have been really difficult, and yeah, we've bounced back and we've got double points today. So, yeah, as a team, we're really happy overall.
And Chaos, and an alternate strategy for yourself. You seem to make it work though.
Yeah, lap 1, I made a mistake, and I did T-bone a driver, and I can only apologise to him because that was totally on my fault. But apart from that, I lost so many positions, and I knew I had to make a strategy work. I just went long on the hards and thought the softs will be the best option towards the end, and they ended up working.
And I believe in the sprint race as well, you had quite an eventful sprint.
Yeah, from sprint,
points in the sprint, 2 points, 4 points today for yourself.
Yeah, in the sprint it was really good. We came from 11th up to 7th, and we was racing really hard, and we had some great battles along the way. Just it all went well for us this week.
And next up, Monaco. How do you feel for Monaco?
Oh God, you know how it's going to be. Qualifying is going to be worrying. Oh, it's going to be so busy. So busy.
Thankfully, it is a full qualifying, so the track should get less crowded as time goes on.
Yeah, if I make it that far.
Very true, very true. Any questions you have for Britain, Kosev?
Yeah, in the sprint and in the race, you've put a really big defend for your position. I'm just curious that have you got stressed that much?
Oh, I was absolutely stressing a lot while I was trying to defend that Alpine. Oh,
So
it was
stressed to change the pants or?
Yeah, I reckon I'm going to need to, because honestly, I was holding on to dear life for that position.
I need to change my voice.
Anyway, though, Britain, thank you very much for joining us today. And congratulations on the points and the double points for Red Bull.
Thank you for having me.
And let's invite Caspers. I think the whole Ferrari team, actually.
Yes, let's get the Ferraris up.
Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Mangano, yes.
I've invited Mangano as well. P1 Caspers, can't complain with that one, can you?
Yeah, very nice race. Qualifying was good. Sprint is also a good result. 1-2 for Ferrari, and the race was kind of sweaty at the end with the Williams, but overall did some small mistakes, not really much. Quite consistent. Yeah, I'm quite happy.
Oh, I need to get the engineer up as well. Sorry. And Shrinemakers, you was looking good, and then you had a moment in the penultimate corner, or was it turn 13?
Turn 13.
Yeah,
I think it
the
was.
The corner on the most highest part of the track, yeah.
And
A
that
bit too much throttle, and I went Spinala.
put you in grave danger, and then you started having to have a battle with Fox Johnson.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Made multiple switchbacks, so that's really nice. At the end, he made some contact. I didn't like that as well, but it's racing. But yeah, I'm glad to be back and seeing forward.
A solid performance for both Ferrari drivers today. Caspers, you must have been sweating it when Bento was starting to really gain on you in them final few laps.
My tires were kind of really old at the end. They're just orange, so I didn't got any grip left, and my first corner was kind of shit the whole race. Picking up 2 warnings. I was really patient in every corner. Yeah, just make one mistake and then he just kicked in my DRS and it was quite sweaty. But I know he just threw out his whole ERS for like the whole race. So yeah, that was good for me, and I had a bit left. So yeah, pretty good race. Pretty fortunate with the spin from Alex, but he did like race for the first time in like 2 months now, so he did quite well.
Thank you.
And Monaco.
Also,
Yes, Joseph. Go.
yeah, go. I'm gonna be.
You go.
But I forgot the question.
Oh. Monaco's coming up, boys. How do you
Oh
feel
my
for
God.
Monaco?
Don't go-
Skip.
One mistake.
Nah.
One mistake and you could be losing a wheel.
Well,
This is
actually,
literal
it's
drive
just-
to survive.
I think I need to sweat on time trial because the qualifying position is, I think, the most important one, because you almost can't overtake in Monaco.
You have to be a very brave person to make a move.
Yeah, exactly.
Monaco.
But I think there wouldn't be space only on the main straight.
Main straight, and maybe if you're brave through the
Yeah, maybe through the corners that are like 100 meters.
I'm trying to think of any swimming pool is the only place I can think of. In the old cars,
yeah.
you could do it in swimming pool. Maybe not these big wide boys.
Yeah, I don't know. If you would take airtime, you can do it, but I am not gonna do it.
Yeah. I was really good at Monaco for like 3 or 4 months ago. Yeah, I have to practice a lot to get used to that track because like the setups are so different. Like the whole cars feel different. It's not the same car anymore. With if you like even 50-50 wings, it's still bad. But I was quite strong on that track. I don't know where I am now, but I'm gonna try to set the win streak further. Would have to be a win streak.
It would be if you get a back-to-back win. It would be a win streak. You are very correct there.
Yeah.
If he wins in Monaco, my mind is blowing out.
Yeah. Same.
Well,
Yeah.
Is there anything else Is there any questions you'd like to ask Kosev?
No, actually no. Only for Schumacher, how to
Oh, yeah?
pronounce correctly your name.
Oh well, it's okay. You can just say it's Rainmaker or something. And
Mhm.
just name it how you
Okay.
want. It's okay.
And also, these overtakes on Fox Johnson, these switchbacks, I'm really surprised that you have put this out. Can you
Thanks.
tell us what was going through your mind? Because
Well, I was thinking like, okay, I know Fox Johnson is very fast. He's a very fast driver. I've driven with him in open lobbies as well. And I know switchback is something that is hard to learn, but it's very useful. And I knew from watching a lot of TikTok and also watching a lot of YouTube, you learn those things and you learn where and how to do it. So I was managed to pull them. Very happy.
okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
I think that's the questions. Look. So
Yes, I don't have any questions either.
me too. So
Oh, fuck.
let's invite.
What, mate?
Johnson
thank you
wants
very
to say
much.
something.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much, guys,
Yeah.
for joining us, and we will
Thank
look forward
you.
to seeing you next week.
Yeah, see you, mate.
Indeed.
Okay.
Next, I think is Fox Johnson.
I've only got time for one more, so I want everyone to put their hands down. When I say who wants to come up next, first person who puts their hand up will come up. Who wants to come up next? And it
Oh,
was Fox
Fox.
Johnson. Do you want the rest of your team up here, Alex, for today?
Hello? Yeah,
Hello.
yeah, I think so.
Okay,
It was a
well.
team effort, so I can't do it myself.
Hello there.
Hello.
And we'll see if your engineer wants to come. It was quite the amalgamation of Frankenstein team parts for you today, Fox. You've got a Williams guy as your engineer, and
Yeah.
Alfa Romeo teammate.
who got taken out by his actual Alfa Romeo teammate.
I was gonna ask that question. What is gonna happen after that? Uh,
Not sure.
okay, so yeah, can you tell us what happened through in the sprint race? I saw that you got hit on the rear. Anything else? Because you
Um,
struggled a lot.
yeah, so initially I'd overtaken No Name and I'd got past him, but he tapped
Gotting.
me in yes, Gotting. But unfortunately he hit me in the rear, which spun me round. I got off the track as soon as possible and waited for everyone to go past. Then a couple laps later, the Aston Martin of
Hill.
No, it
No.
wasn't.
Oh yes, awesome.
Alsom, yeah. He spun and I got wing damage from that. So I had to pit and I did my best from there, but not much to boast about really.
But still a P4 in the main race. Must be happy with that.
I mean, considering all the factors, yeah, I'm more than happy. Starting from P15, with a messed up rib, I'm just very, very, very happy to get back up to P4. I feel like given the chance, I could have got a podium, but my battle with Shrainmakers, I just couldn't get close to Gotting.
And you and Schrainmaker had an absolute monumental battle for a good few laps.
Yeah, I think there were questionable moves from both of us at certain times, but I think overall that's just hard racing. So I'm not too concerned about it. Hopefully Ferrari aren't either. So yeah, hopefully I can maybe not carry the battle through to Monaco because we'd end up in a wall. But yeah, I don't know what tracks after Monaco. Whatever tracks after Monaco.
Silverstone.
Oh yeah.
I believe.
At least you made a beautiful battle to watch. It was really beautiful. As I have one question to my vice TP, Skalski.
I am
What is
listening.
gonna happen with Peter after this race?
I mean, we'll see. I, I actually don't know what to do.
I want to
I
watch
mean,
all the Polish swearing in the Alfa Romeo chat.
I mean, there was no swearing at all. We just understood each other. He told me that it was his fault, but mm,
And
actually, I have no idea if I will report it or not.
also
Um,
Monaco, smash or pass.
pass,
Smash. Smash, smash, smash. I love Monaco.
W
pass.
Foxy, W Foxy.
Exactly. Monaco is possibly one of the best tracks on this calendar. Obviously, Silverstone is the best. But I'm looking forward to quite a few tracks. Yeah.
And Skowski, we still get to watch you again on Sunday. How are you feeling for that after today's race?
Actually,
He's gonna
today.
win.
Don't be so certain.
Yeah, we
Actually,
have
I can
cheated.
say that. I can say that this race was one of my most intense races. The sweat was pouring out of me, and I mean, we'll see. I still have to work on my setup because I don't think it was the best setup for the track. But yeah, I'm really hoping that I can get a good result.
Anyway, do you have any more questions though for them, Kosev?
Actually, no. They did incredible, so it was relevant that they made it. The an incredible recovery from Fox Johnson. Oh, I have one more question for Skalski, as he had, I think, trouble with Luhov on the exit of turn 8, or did you spawn by yourself, or
Um, I might have to rewatch the moment on my stream. But actually, I think I might have spun on my own.
Okay. And Fox Johnson, I think if he didn't have that leg, he might have been in the content for the win, or at least for the podium places. So incredible ride from both of you guys.
Thank you very
Really
much.
well done.
Wow. I think. Do you have anything else to add, Kosev?
Actually, no.
I don't either. So thank you very much for joining us up here today, boys.
No worries. Cheers for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
So after a dramatic Portimão ending, that's been from me, Martin, and I've been joined today by.
Me, Kosev,
We look forward
and
to seeing you in
is-
2 days' time.
whoa, I'm gonna commentate in tier 2.
I don't know who is commentating with me yet in tier 2, but it will be the tier 2
Savage.
drivers.
Which
It will be the tier 2 drivers around Portimão. So that is it from us today. We look forward to see you in 2 days' time. Goodbye.
Hey, yo, we getting bucked.